Struggling to create content that actually gets you results? A content strategy isn't just about posting. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how to create a content strategy, why you actually need one, and how to make sure you are truly utilizing all that you have. A content strategy is a huge piece of what you need to be doing in order to grow your business. But it can't simply be about creating posts, creating content for social media, or simply for blogs. It needs to be something that is actually tied to making money within your business. You have to have a strategy in place that you are creating that content with a plan for where it is trying to go. And when you are creating that plan, it needs to be about making sure that you, first of all, have a product or service that you are selling. How are you going to be bringing income into your business is going to be a key component of how you are going to continue to grow. So in order to do this, you need to be looking at how are you going to get people to that product and service? How you start with the content that you create that then has a plan to get them onto your email list, which will then lead them to your product or service that you are offering. A content strategy is going to be key when it comes to attracting your ideal audience. You have to know what that audience is looking for. Why are they coming to you? What problems do you solve? You have to make sure that you are setting yourself up as the expert in your industry, the one that is going to solve the problems for them. When you do this, they are likely to continue to come back to you. Now, when you start out with your content strategy, like we said in the beginning, you have to make sure that you have a plan that is in place to bring in income with a product or service that you are offering. So that when you create your content strategy, you're answering those problems that they're looking for by using keyword research and SEO. While you use keyword research and SEO, you are also wanting to make sure that you are thinking of the problems that your audience has. How do you have that solution? What words are they looking for when they are looking for that solution? And these are going to be the keywords that you're going to use. You'll also want to make sure that you are doing keyword research using a tool that is going to tell you the volume, how often are people searching for that term? But more importantly, are they using the string of words that you think that they're using? This is going to be key when you're creating this content strategy. You also want to make sure that once you have them coming to you because you've done the keyword research, you understand how to answer the problem that they have, that you are then capturing them onto your email list. You want to offer them something in exchange for their email. You often can do this through an opt-in or a lead magnet, and this can also be something as simple as a training or a private podcast, something that is going to be of value to them in order to give their email address to you. And then once you have that email address, you want to continue to engage with them, continue to provide them valuable content that is going to show them that you truly know the answer to their problem. We've talked a great deal about the importance of content repurposing, and this is going to come into play because the more content that you can create for them that shows them that you're answering their problem fully, the more likely they're coming back to you and seeing you as the expert. Now, when it comes to creating the content, you want to always make sure, you've heard me say this tons of times already probably, but that you have one piece of content that you're able to repurpose. So whether that is a YouTube video that you are starting with, that you are then creating into a blog post, that you are then turning into social media pieces of content. You always want to start with something that you own first and foremost. I always talk about the fact that I have my podcast, Influencer Entrepreneurs, and we often start with the podcast, then turn it into a YouTube video, which then gets turned into a blog post. There are easy ways to do this, and we've actually talked about this in our content repurposing video that you can find right above. So make sure that you check that out. Now, once you have started to create these content pieces on multiple platforms, you're going to also want to then make sure that you are creating the social media content that corresponds with it. Social media is meant to build your brand. It is meant to correspond with the content that you are already creating for them. It's so that they get a better sense and you stay in the forefront of their mind. You do not want to solely be creating your content on a social media platform where algorithms will hurt it, where they don't want people clicking through to your content, or where it's virtually impossible to get them onto your email list. Those social media platforms are there to be able to continue to build that brand. You want to be able to stay at the forefront of their mind, but also have interaction and engagement with them. Get them into your DMs, having conversations, asking them questions about the problems that you do solve for them. Once you're able to do this, you're building that relationship where they're going to feel more trustworthy in you to take action with you so that they will actually buy your products and services. A content strategy is a full plan from start to finish. It's not simply, what am I putting up today and posting on social media? It has to actually have a plan in place that has a strategy for building your business. I would love to know in the comments, what is your content strategy? Where do you start with your first piece of content to then lead them to so that you can be seen as the expert in their world?